Welcome to Football 101. It's Dave Wyman from Wyman and Bob, 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. And going to take a look at linebacker play, of course, right? I played inside linebacker in the league for 9 years and always fascinated with linebacker play. The Seahawks get a win at home, 26 to 20. And they were able to hold the rookie quarterback, Bo Nix, to just 138 yards. He threw 2 interceptions, and a lot of it was this defense, and really in this game, the defense kept the team in it because there were some struggles early on. So we're going to take a look at Tyrel Dodson, and Dodson had 9 tackles, tackle for a loss. He knocked a pass down. Probably should have had an interception there, but I had hands like that as well, so give him a little grace there. But he really was just flying around, and the linebackers these days, they're smaller and they can run, and Tyrel Dodson plays at top speed all the time. So I had a coach that used to always say, for the 2 inside linebackers, you're like 2 peas in a pod. You kind of move together and one turns the play back into the other one. And that's exactly what got done on a couple of these plays here. And so what we're seeing is they had a really good day tackling. As far as open field tackles, I think I counted 1, maybe 2 missed tackles, but there was always somebody there right afterwards to clean up the mess. We used to say, if you're the first guy down on a punt or a kickoff, take a shot. Go ahead, just go as fast as you can and see if you can get a tackle. We saw Derek Young do that on a punt coverage play, and he actually clipped the guy's ankle and was able to get him down on the ground. And then Charbonnet was there afterwards on the punt return to kind of clean the mess up, but didn't really need to because Derek Young took a shot and did a really good job. So that's kind of what we're seeing, like with the tackling and the safeties and the linebackers. So let's take a look at this play. This is a 2nd and 10 play in the second quarter. Here's Jerome Baker on the backside, and here's Dodson, and he's at the moment of truth here. Which way do you go on this blocker? And a lot of times, a lot of linebackers in the past have gone underneath this block, and that you can do that if you have enough speed to get there, but the most fundamental way is to go over the top. So here's the next frame, and what you can see here is there's Dodson, and he's running so fast it's kind of a blur. But he has gone over the top of the block, and here's his help right here, Jerome Baker. So the job that he's done right here, just getting over the top of the block and trying to push it back inside. You always want to turn the play back inside. One of the reasons why you do that is because you only got 2 guys out here, and look at what you have on the inside. These guys are all pursuing to the ball, and you got a chance if you cut it, make him cut back into the middle of the field. When I coached high school football, I used to say, turn it back to where all the bad people are. The people that want to do damage, they want to hit, they want to kill somebody. So that's what you're trying to do. But Tyrel does a little bit more. If you can see, like, he is literally crawling to try to make this tackle right here. He's on his knees, he's stretching his arm out, and he ends up clipping the heel of the running back and taking him down. But again, it's just enough for him to turn this thing back inside, and he actually scrambles on the ground to make a tackle. And as you can see, didn't need Jerome Baker really. I mean, he's there. He would have made the tackle easily had Tyrel Dodson not made the tackle. But just a tremendous effort, and also just playing team defense. And that's what I loved about this play. Here's a play a little bit later, same kind of concept. Here you have Tyrel Dodson and Jerome Baker, and these guys played really well together. But 3:41 left in the second quarter, and kind of the same little thing, like a little screen play where they try to get their offensive lineman out here in front of the receiver here. So kind of like the last play where they're releasing guys, whether it's receivers or offensive linemen downfield, to get what we call is like a smoke screen. Just a real quick little, not slow developing, but real quick developing screen. So here's the start of the play here, and what you can see is that there's a couple of, or at least one offensive lineman right here starting to release down the field to try to get a block, and they're trying to time it up to the little swing pass here. Here's Dodson, here's Baker, and they're just sort of reading the early part of this smoke screen. So here are your 2, what I like to call the big fat guys, offensive linemen releasing downfield. And you see you got Witherspoon on the outside, and then you've got Tyrel Dodson, and both of these guys are trying to turn it back to the inside. And I love that concept that it just seems like on every one of those plays, that's the number one job, is always turn every play back into the middle of the field because, again, you've got all of this help and all of this pursuit that, can, if you just turn it back into the middle, then you're going to get a sure tackle. Now here we go, and this is Spoon on the outside doing a really good job taking away the edge there and trying to turn him back inside. And then Tyrel Dodson is actually, you can't even really see him because he's dipping underneath this block. But again, a lot of times you'll see linebackers that will try to go under this, avoid the contact, and try to make a play without taking on the blocker, but that's exactly what the blocker wants you to do. He wants you to try to go inside it, and he'll just push you, and you'll just go flying past the play. So this is really good, sound football. You can't see Tyrel, but again, he is like fighting and scrapping for every inch on the field. And I always used to tell my high school football players, be stingy with the space. Like, don't just be happy to come up and hit a guy. Lean into him and try to fight for every last little inch of grass. And that's what Tyrel Dodson does so well. Now, once again, it would be enough if Tyrel were to just turn this play back in, because he does get the outside of this block. And meanwhile, you've got Spoon there, and then Baker's just kind of waiting to see, which way he goes, whether or not somebody makes a tackle on the inside or does he need to help on the outside. But again, Dodson, just like scrambling on the ground. I mean, you can make a tackle all kinds of different ways, but I mean, he got across this lineman, he took him on, and he actually, falls forward, but he's able to get his hand up and just get a little bit of just a hit on the ankle or the heel or somewhere, just to get him down on the ground. So again, he's doing a good job taking on the right side of that block, but also he makes the tackle. So the Seahawk defense really was a hero the other day because the offense struggled. I think it was actually important for the offense to go through that kind of struggle and to know that you can adjust as the game goes on and score points. But the defense in the meantime kept it together. And so you can see that just the way Mike McDonald coaches this defense is very sound, number one, but they free players up. They're not thinking too much. They're just going and making plays and flying around the field. And you can only do that when you're very confident, knowing, where to be on the field, what your assignments are. And they've drilled that into their heads during camp and during the preseason. And the defense, really good job, great start, and really good game for Tyrel Dodson.